Praise the mighty Yah. Welcome to another broadcast from the house of Yisrael of Philadelphia. We are the children of the living Elohim. I am Moreh IshYAH, Yisrael, from the house of Yisrael, here to bring you the word of Yah, a holy message on this holy Shabbat day. And what does Yahweh want you to know about today? Well, I come to you to report a current event that has occurred in the state of Ohio in the United States of America, where a 21-year-old woman, Hebrew sister, also known as an African American or black woman, was murdered by the police in a suburb of Columbus, Ohio. Her name was Taki'ya Young. The young lady was accused of shoplifting, even though there's witness statements and recorded video that shows that this young lady shoplifted nothing. She did not break any laws in the store, even though she was suspected of. And why? Because of the color of her skin, because of her nationality. She was uh, profiled and accused of committing a crime. The police who approached Taki'ya Young's vehicle did not approach in a professional police manner. They approached in a gang-like manner, a manner in which you would do if you were robbing a vehicle. They approached it, banged on her window, told her to get out the car. Get out the car. When she rolled down her window to ask why, they told her to get out the car. She refused to get out the car, and one of the police officers you'll see looked like he was about to attempt to bust the window open with the butt of his handgun. Another police officer stood in the front of the vehicle, deliberately stood in front of the vehicle, and when she refused to get out of the car and she began to turn the steering wheel because she was slowly accelerating, and I mean slowly because she was already in a motion to leave because she had no intention on staying in the parking lot, even when they finally walked up to her car. She slowly, without any force, began moving forward in her vehicle, and the police officer shot her through the front windshield and took her life. Took the life of a 21-year-old woman. And the worst part of this, one of the worst parts, is that she was with child. 21-year-old young woman with child, a young mother of two children, and they took her life indiscriminately, without regard for protocol or so-called training. They didn't care that they had a body camera. They took her life. They didn't allow her to go through the due process that is supposed to be awarded to every so-called American citizen. They didn't allow her to hear the case and trial to see if she had committed such an offense that would be award her with or consequent her with the penalty of the loss of life. They did not give her a chance to plead her case. They took her life and the life of her unborn child within her womb in a state that does not allow abortions. This woman, your sister, my sister, Taki'ya Young, was murdered by the police. And what does Yah want us to know about these type of situations? In the book of Isaiah, in the book of Isaiah, the first chapter, we'll start reading in the 11th verse. And it states, to what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me, saith Yah. I am full of burnt offerings and fat of fed beasts, and I delight not in the blood of bullocks, or of lambs, or of he goats. Meaning, why you keep on coming to Yah with all these different things when you come to appear before me? Who has required this at your hand? To tread down my courts, bring no more vain oblations, increase incense is an abomination unto me. The new months and your Sabbaths, the calling of the assemblies, I cannot await with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meeting. Your new months and your appointed feasts, my soul hates. They are trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. And when you spread forth your hands, I will hide my eyes from you. When you make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. And why does Yah say this? Because all the abominations that we partake in our days, in our lives, and we call the assemblies, we call for the meetings, we call for the gatherings, we call for the sacrifices to Yah. But are we doing the work that Yah requires of us? And what is the work he requires of us? He requires us in verse 16 to wash you, make you clean, put away the evil from thy doings, from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil. Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. Taki'ya Young and her family is oppressed. Who's going to relieve the oppressed? Judge the fatherless. These children are fatherless and, well, they're motherless now. I haven't heard any mention of the father. Plead for the widow. Who's going to plead for the cause of Taki'ya Young, for the cause of our people? And you know how we are supposed to do this, Hebrews? We're supposed to do it by leaning on Yah. In Isaiah, the 10th chapter, the 20th verse, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day, the remnant of Yisrael, and such are as escaped of the house of Yaakov, shall no more again stay upon him that smote him. Meaning, if you really serve Yah, you're not going to lean on the ones that are smiting you, but you shall stay upon Yah, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. And so I say, and I challenge the children of Yah, I challenge the people of the servants of Yah, that we make a statement. We make a stance against this indiscriminate murder and oppression and destruction. Make a stance against it and boycott the ways of our oppressors. Stop supporting all of their institutions, every one of them. If we stop supporting their institutions, they cannot pay the police. They cannot pay the judges. They cannot pay the agents of oppression. And if you say, where are we going to put our money? Where are we going to grow our food? Where are we going to build our houses? We're going to do it on our own land. Hear the word of Yah. Take away your hope from your oppressor. Stop leaning on your oppressor. Stop getting your resources from your oppressor. Stop asking your oppressor for justice. Stop asking your oppressor for righteous judgment when they have no desire, intention to do so. These police that murdered Taki'ya Young are just part of the gangs that are within the police departments across the United States. Gang police members that seek to hunt the lives of the children of Yah. We are the children of the living Elohim, and it is time for us to speak up against the evil. Learn to do well. Wash up. Let's get our hands rid of this evil. Let's defend the needy and the poor. Judge the fatherless. And when we do this, our assemblies are holy. Yah will take pleasure in hearing our prayers. And all praise and all honor and all glory to the mighty Yah. Hallelujah.